The federal government has butted heads with BP over the use of dispersants to break up the oil spilling into the Gulf. After ordering the company to find less toxic chemicals, the Obama administration has backtracked, saying the alternatives may not be available in the necessary quantities. For a closer look at how the dispersants actually work, let's turn to CNN's Dan Simon.
We're here with Thomas Aswell. He's a researcher from UC Berkeley. He's brought an aquarium, about a 60-gallon aquarium, filled it up with seawater. We have some crude oil here. We're going to put it inside and then add some dispersant to see what happens.
Chocolate syrup, when it first comes out into the water.
In general, how does oil react to water like this?
It'll actually stay together as much as possible, so it'll adhere to itself.
All right, we have the oil inside. Let's add the dispersant. Tell me what's happening as you do that.
So the dispersant immediately starts to emulsify the oil. I'm going to simulate the wave action that happens in the ocean here. It helps the chemical dispersant to break up the oil. As you can see, it doesn't take long for it to continue to emulsify. The consistency of the oil has changed. The viscosity is different.
You have to be cautious when you're dealing with dispersants. They're toxic.
Toxic, highly functional with the oil, but toxic to organisms that are near it.
We don't know how they're going to affect these dispersants, how they're going to affect aquatic life and plants, etc.
Sure. And our hope would be it'd be less toxic than the oil not being emulsified. It is a lot easier to clean up oil or to deal with oil when it's in the water than it is when it comes to land. Once it attaches to shorelines, wetlands, it's very difficult to clean up at that point.
The oil spill is already catastrophic for the fishing industry in the Gulf of Mexico. Within the last half hour or so, the federal government closed off more waters to fishermen. Now more than 20% of federal waters in the Gulf are closed to fishing, and the Commerce Secretary has declared a fishery disaster for Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. In 2008, commercial fishermen in the Gulf harvested more than 1 billion pounds of fish and shellfish, and there are millions of people who are engaged in recreational fishing in this Gulf area. Louisiana alone has a $2.4 billion commercial seafood industry involving tens of thousands of jobs. Fishermen and fishing communities are now eligible for federal funds. Economic fallout is disastrous.